Hello everyone. Today we are with Sadhvi Mehra. She is a senior executive at Lenskart, and today we're going to deep dive into what makes a perfect post on Instagram. Hi, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. Thank you. How are you today?
I'm doing well. Sadhvi, how about you tell us about yourself?
Sure. So, I'm Sadhvi. I am from Varanasi. I am 23 years old and I've been working for 2 years now in the corporate industry. I graduated in 2023 from Miranda House, University of Delhi, and I did a BA in economics and mathematics. Also, I post my graduation, I joined the Indian Political Action Committee. It's called IPAC. It's a political consultancy, and I was in Kolkata working with IPAC briefly for over 10 months. Then I switched and I joined Lenskart. So it's been 1.3 years of me working as a senior executive social media in their marketing department at Lenskart.
So Sadhvi, why the shift from economics to marketing?
Okay. So, see, I had always wanted to study about business. I did my class 11th and 12th as an art student. I had humanities, my subjects were economics, maths. But I was also always deeply, like I told you, I was deeply associated with all things content. I would love to write, and I was only 15 years old, I think, when my first work had published in a book. It was a short story. So that was something I resonated deeply with. So while I was in college, although I was studying economics and maths, both very technical subjects, but I found my love for content through the internships that I did, through the societies that I was a part of. So yeah, I mean it's been a very colorful trajectory because I was also very much interested in politics, which is what my first job was in politics, in policy. But yeah, I mean that is how the career was charted. So, but I know that I am deeply rooted in all things content and marketing. I like it a lot. So even when I was at IPAC, I was doing the same thing that I do for glasses today. I was selling. I always say that I was selling politicians and leaders there. Now I'm selling glasses. So the product can be anything, but yeah, the crux is marketing. So,
It's lovely to hear that you're following your passion so deeply, all things content.
thank you.
We have all been following the Lenskart page recently. We all saw that it reached 1.3 million followers, and that's a great job.
Thank you.
So, what's your favorite campaign or a video that you have worked on?
Okay. There are multiple, honestly, because I've had the opportunity to work on over 12 plus campaigns during my time at Lenskart. But I think my personal favorite was we were working on this campaign for Phonic smart glasses. Lenskart had just come up with their smart glasses, and these were different from a Meta Ray-Ban smart glass because these were really affordable. So this was a revolution for the market, for the mass market that we catered to at Lenskart. And our target audience with this product was extremely different. Of course, we did a creator first campaign even for Phonic smart glasses. We had collaborated with a lot of tech creators online, but the content that we generated in-house also, I think I'm very proud to be able to work on that. I remember this one video that we did in-house, which was to take reactions of people at Lenskart. So what we did was we did an experiment where I was working on this video, and the HR picked 10 random people from across the office from different teams, and we had them react when they saw the Phonic product for the first time. And those were all organic reactions. None of those teams, none of those people had ever seen this glass, and they were experiencing it for the first time. The sound of it. We were making them, make calls to their friends in office, and I think it was very personalized, and that's why the video worked for us. And it was also very organic, and it showed that it was organic, although it was an in-house shot content from a brand. So when we are able to pull something like that through, a campaign automatically becomes successful. It should look organic, it should feel organic.
Absolutely. We have all seen UGC working a lot on social media
For
right
sure.
now. User-generated content is the next influencer marketing as we speak.
Yeah.
So Sarthi, you just talked about this Phonik campaign. We would love for you to share what goes into a campaign, what's the thought process like behind everything that you post online.
Okay, so I think there is no fixed formula on the way we work or in any creative field for that matter, and especially content marketing. There can be no rule book that you're following. It varies from brands to brands, from places to places, and people to people, what they want to do and how they want to do it. But I think it's the intent before making the post. You need to define that how is it that you want your audience to feel when they look at it. So do you want to make them laugh? Is it do you want to generate curiosity? Is there a question that you want to leave them with, or it's just about educating them, or you want to sell your product? So I think this is where it starts. We are very clear in our heads when we are creating something that what is it that we actually want to do with this post? What should be the outcome?
Do you think there's a fixed formula that works for everyone, or you have to be fluid sometimes with the kind of work you're doing?
See, absolutely fluid. Like I told you, there is no rule book. You'll find hundreds of reels on your own feed, which is talking about what is the right way to make a reel, what is the right way to engage people, what is a hook. So there's no point explaining what a hook is. Everyone understands, whoever is working in content marketing understands what a hook is. But yes, of course, there are ways to make it better. I can look at two videos and I can tell on the face of it that, okay, this is going to work better than this one. And that comes with consuming a lot of content, honestly. What is a hook? A hook can be anything. Me sipping tea in the first shot, that's a hook. Because you're doing some action. I am flipping my hair over, that's a hook today. I'm speaking, I'm screaming in the camera, that's a hook. So I don't know if you all have seen, but there's this creator, she's called The Sorted Girl. She does a lot of content marketing, talks a lot about what is the algorithm like today at Meta. And so basically an educational creator who talks a lot about content online. So how she starts her videos is very interesting. You'll always find her running from one place to another, and the camera guy, whoever's following her, says, "Hey, hi, are you the sorted girl?" And then she turns and she begins to talk. But it's a great hook, and you'd want to stop on such a reel because there's conversation, there is some action. It makes you curious. Okay, कि ये कोई चल के आ रहा था और किसी बंदे ने उसको रोक दिया. So anything and everything can be a hook. I remember 1 year ago, 1.3 years ago, there were these viral accidental hooks that we used to, find online. So a truck crashing and then hitting someone, and then suddenly there's a sale call out. So all of these are examples of hooks. And like I told you, it's completely fluid. There is no single formula. Anything can work. People have become really creative today. So experiment as much as you can.
We also see a lot of brands are doing a lot of experimentation, including Zomato has been doing some crazy work on Instagram or through their notifications, and we've been following that as well. When we talk about hooks and UGC, like we previously talked about, do you think it's hard to follow the brand tone in that, or the brand guidelines when you're working on something like a hook or UGC?
I think that's a very interesting question because this is something that we struggle a lot every day. I am working for a brand that is as big as it is. It is Asia's largest eyewear brand, and for them to always be, talking in a certain language, in a certain brand tone across all medias, and to maintain that uniformity becomes extremely difficult. Like extremely difficult. This is not some content aggregation page like a Scoop who can just go out and post anything. We don't have that flexibility. So it is very difficult to pinpoint what are the kind of friends we can actually pick. For example, recently we were having a debate. There was a trend. It was called the Bugatti trend, which was nothing but a bunch of people just dancing a certain way, starting a Bugatti on a tune, and the other person pulling them outside the camera. And the second time when they push the gear, the person is not pulled out of the camera. It was a TikTok trend which to me did not make any sense. But we were having a whole long debate on this because when we were looking at the videos for this trend, everyone was wearing a sunglass, okay? And every time they start the Bugatti, the sunglass comes on their eyes from their head. So, good integration, we have our glass there, but we still had a lot of debate on it and we were like, no, we don't want to do this.
Speaking about Zomato, we all love Zomato. We have all read case studies about it. We have all wanted to get into their heads what they're getting into. I think one of the best things that they have covered as of now are their copies, what they write on social media, be it on Insta or their notifications. So, talking about copies, what do you think make a copy or a hook and perfect for a stop, and how do you test it out?
Interesting question. Since I am a content writer myself, I think one key is to always think of it like a conversation with a friend. Do not think of it like a caption for a post or a product or a reel. Just think of it like you're communicating to your friends. How do you want to speak to them? So that language, that sense of personalization and customization. Why do you like a Zomato notification? Because they are like, bro, pizza खाने का मन कर रहा है. Literally like that. Bro, सुबह हो गई है, मतलब Monday हो गया है, कॉफी पीने का मन कर रहा है. So they're almost like your friend who's texting you randomly. It's just another notification on your mobile that just sounds like your best friend.
We were just talking about the engagement rate and how the first 1 to 3 seconds are very important. So how do you make a scrolling stop worthy post?
See, I think, like I told you, there's no single formula about it. There's no one way to go about this. But of course, the first 3 seconds have become so crucial that you have to be bang on with your storytelling, your visuals, your copy, your music. I mean, everything that makes a post essentially has to be bang on. It has to be also, the time matters a lot. I think the time that you're not just taking your content live, but the time you're taking to make your trends, tap on trends and adapt them to your brand. I mean, a trend can just be over in 48 hours. And if you're not quick to respond, we were just speaking off camera about Zomato and Zomato's ORM. It's crazy because I don't know what kind of army they have, what kind of people they have who are tapping into content like this. But I was also looking at, so I've been experimenting a lot lately with AI tools, and I realized that I was just looking at a video the other day, and it said that people have been able to deliver full-length videos, like long videos in 15 minutes of the incident taking place. And now that this is possible because of AI, I think it's become all the more easy to tap into trends, because you may not even need a designer and you can design your own post on your own. So yeah, things are changing. People have become really... So I think things are changing and people have become extremely fast in terms of their content consumption also. They like something one moment and then the trend just switches, it goes on to something else.
Not every post works out as well as one would hope. What's that one post or campaign that didn't work out as well as you would have done it to, and what did you do about it?
One? There are endless posts that we work on, that we put our heads to all the time at work, and they go down the drain. They just don't work. So it happens to all of us, to the best of us, that some posts just don't work because it was a trend that you picked up late. It was too salesy. There was too much product in it. You began the video with a product, and multiple reasons for it to not work. It did not look organic. The moment you saw it, a user can identify it's a branded post, and they don't engage with it. But there's an interesting feature that you have now on Instagram. It's called trial reels. So create as much content as you want to for your non-followers. It will appear, or followers. It will appear randomly for people. It's just like A/B testing for Meta. So you can make maybe the same reel with 2 different hooks and run them both on trial and see which one's performing better. So, pro tip.
Speaking about performing and not performing content, what's that one content you came across recently that you thought, ये कैसे चल गया यार?
Damian Gur, ये कैसे चल गया? मतलब वो Bugatti trend that I was speaking of. I don't know ये सब कैसे चलता है. See, to me maybe because I've consumed so much of it that after a point it sounds like brain rot, and after a point it sounds like trash to me. But it may not be for other people. People like different things. Content like a Saz Babu doing a parody also works on the internet, or a content like Ganji Chudail also works on the internet. So almost consumers are different. जैसे पहले बिजनेस के लिए कहा जाता था कि अगर कोई चीज बनी है तो भाई वो बिकती है, बनता इसीलिए क्योंकि बिकता है. सीधी सी बात है, कुछ भी बिकता है, कैसा भी बना. आपकी सेम टी शर्ट जो 5000 की है जो ब्लू ऑरेंज बेच रहा है, और टी शर्ट जो रोड साइड है उसका कॉपी है, उसका 10th कॉपी है, वो भी बिकता है. बिकॉज अलग अलग तरीके के ऑडियंसेस है जिसको आप केटर करते हो. और वैसे ही चीजें ऑनलाइन हो गई. यू केटर टू डिफरेंट काइंड्स ऑफ ऑडियंस एंड डिफरेंट थिंग्स वर्क. So Damian Gur was like, I don't know, it was just catchy sound. It didn't work for me, but it was working. I was like, ये क्यों चल रहा है और कैसे चल रहा है? So every day that questionable content on social media, I'll be honest. Yeah.
Was there one piece of advice you would give to people who are just getting into a marketing field, or who are just moving into a social media space altogether?
Multiple. To begin with, choose it if you actually have the courage to be on your phone 24/7, literally. I mean, see, I'm not exaggerating it, but I'm just saying that only if you're somebody who's well aware of your surroundings. But if you've chosen it, I think an advice for everyone who's into it already would be, or young marketers or people in building or people doing an MBA, for example, and wanting to do marketing after this, would be to create personal brand. A personal brand is extremely important today. You can look around. Everyone who probably thought that they wouldn't do it, they didn't want to do it, have to do it now. Whether it's a chef who used to come on TV and have, are now making reels. For example, you would have seen Ranveer Brar. I can't imagine him dancing, but now he's dancing. And not just him, Piyush. I mean, I come from a company whose founder is someone who's
always on TV. Who's
always on TV, but he why so? Because that has helped his company greatly. I think all of those founders on Shark Tank, whether it is Piyush doing what he's doing for Lenskart, whether it is
Aman for Boat
or Anubhav Shadi, everyone's making a personal brand today. You have to. It's almost like making a digital property for yourself. Like people used to invest in real estate, you need to invest somewhere. You could be a thought leader on LinkedIn, that's fine. And you could be someone who's writing blogs. You could be someone who is making reels on finance, or whatever your field is, whatever your area of operation is, whatever it is that you're doing. But sooner or later, you have to do it to survive. It is essential for survival now. That's how I see it, at least for content marketers. If you have the creativity, if you have those ideas flowing, why not? Just make another scoop whoop. Just be an aggregator. Find the best content online and put it in one place. I mean, do anything like that. If you are a meme buff, find the best memes on the internet and just make a page out of it. If you love music, become a Stereo India, get the best music that there exists and put it in one place and make it your IP. Like, you have to have your own personal brand.
Are there any myths about being viral, as we call it, that you would like to burst in?
Myths. I think it's not luck. This is because they say कि किस्मत होगी तो content viral हो जाएगा. If you're lucky enough, the content viral हो जाता है. There's no luck here. It's a mix and match of a lot of things. There's timing. There is a team at work. I think timing is pro max. For something to go viral, your timing is key. And then of course the content piece that you're making, which involves a team, the idea of it, all of that is super important. But I think somebody who's making content always knows if it's going to work or not. For some reason or the other, at least I do. There is this gut feeling that कि ये बहुत अच्छा काम करेगा और ये नहीं करेगा. So yeah.
As they say, it took people many years to become an overnight sensation. One of the biggest examples today could be Bhuvan Bam. BBQ Wines. He was playing that part for 3 years before he became famous overnight for that school teacher video.
True. It takes people a lot of videos before that one viral, sensational storm.
Starting with the rapid fire, you have to be quick, you can try to be witty.
Okay.
Your favorite social media platform right now?
Instagram. Reels. I mean, I can't stop scrolling.
I mean, you live on Instagram. Most overused trend right now in brand marketing?
I think influencers. Every brand thinks that they're going to use influencers and it's just going to work for them. It doesn't work that way. You have to be very picky about the kind of creators that you're working with. And I've learned this over the last 1 year. That's not.
If not marketing, what would you do?
I think I'll be a journalist if I was not a marketer.
The weirdest brief you've ever received from a client or a manager?
इसको वायरल कर दो. ये ना इसको वायरल कर दो. मतलब what is this brief? Viral कर दो. That's the brief. The weirdest one. Viral कर दो.
One trend you secretly love but would never pitch at work?
One trend that I secretly love. Labubus. I am sorry, I like it.
If Lenskart were a person, what would be their go-to pickup line? Or a go-to song?
I think, yeah, this one.
3 emojis that describe your personal marketing style.
Oh, the stars, the 3 stars. Personal marketing style. Mine. Okay, the bandar with hands on the eye because I love it. And then there's this girl who's doing face palm. That's my favorite.
The most overrated metric in social media marketing?
The most overrated metric you're saying? I think reach. It's overrated. Engagement is much more important. Quality engagement.
Do you think it's because of the paid marketing that's been coming?
Yeah, for sure. Boosting. Yeah.
If social media vanished tomorrow, what would marketers do first?
I cannot. I mean, I don't know how to imagine such a world. But if it were to happen to me, I would run to a mountain with a book in my hand, with a nice cup of coffee, and writing on another diary. I'm fine.
Any final thoughts or shout-outs you would love to give to the audience? Any final thoughts or views you would like to share with the audience?
I think I had a great time. First of all, this is one of my first, like a long podcast where I've had the opportunity to talk about so much about my experiences. I would love to do something like this again, and I think you all should follow me on Threads because that's where I write. So it's Sadhvi_Mehra21. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Sadhvi. It
Thank
was a
you.
pleasure having you here. We love your thoughts. We love what you are doing at Lenskart right now, and we wish you all the best for the future.
PhD thesis with ChatGPT. I mean, with ChatGPT 5, it's PhD level research. What are we talking about? I mean, I don't know. You probably wouldn't need me the next time you're doing a podcast because you have so much content from me. You're going to just put it on some I don't know, VO3 or something and just make an avatar out of me and I'm talking the way you want me to talk. So
मैं तो मर गई.
see, I mean, I can't even think of such a word when there's no social media. Just follow Lenskart. मेरी ज़मीन highway पे लगी है.
I remember last year, guys, I woke up at 7:30 and they were already talking about Met Gala, and I did not know what Met Gala was until then. So I have texted her, what are you guys speaking about? I remember this very vividly because I did not know what Met Gala was. And you're like, Met Gala? And he's just saying like, ये तो पता ही होगा. कि ये तो पता ही होगा क्या चल रहा है दुनिया में. And then I've gone online and searched what Met Gala is.
So this is what a typical day is like for me. Okay, so I'll. Okay.
So,
Should I start this sentence if not with okay or so? I'm wondering.
I come from two India, guys. One that likes down a girl and one that does not, and I completely fall into the latter. As management students, we always feel he is going to take our jobs very soon.
You can just make the person wear a glass and it's integrated. Integration is done. Nobody's found that easy. We have a Lenskart there. I'm sorry, I'm missing mine.
Most difficult password known to mankind.
1111.
And if you're a management student, you can just rant on LinkedIn. Hashtag Harshit Jain.
Yeah, or you could follow me on Threads where I write. So, personal brand is key. Decided that we want to collaborate with Prabhu Deva for it. Because
I mean, who can do us like Prabhu Deva?
exactly. I don't know what the question is.
So are we continuing or?
Yeah, we continue. Talk about failures.
You want me to talk about failure?
Yours! I don't know what all is coming. Study and learn. I have almost dropped my idea of doing an MBA. I think I'll do it with ChatGPT. I'm like, I don't know. Tell me.
Handle with care, I'm fragile.
No.